Okay, cool. So just came back from shopping actually because a few people have asked me, what do you eat? And the answer is pretty simple. It's stuff like this. I'm going to go through like some of these things pretty quickly. The whole receipt's here. I'm not going to bother going through all of that. There's just no requirement. If someone wants it, they can ask me for it. That's fine. So start off with there's loads of fruits that we have. Loads of bananas. Simple. It's simple fuel basically. You can just keep it with you. Keep it in the car as and when. Use it as snacks. Same with this sort of things like strawberries. These types of things. You wouldn't live on this stuff alone. It's just not sustainable. It's as straightforward as that. It's like setting fire to tissue paper. The energy just goes like that. What you want to be focusing on is more the starches, which I'll come on to in a second. Things like these citrus fruits are really useful because you can use them instead of oils to cook with. So that's why the flavours are so great there. Things like these exotic fruits, things like mangoes, things like this, avocados are good. There's a trick that I'm not going to go into in this video, which you can check if an avocado is ripe or not before you buy them, because you don't want to get home and they're like rock solid, it's like a pain in the ass, or the opposite. So you can look at those as well. Things like squash as well. Yeah, it's difficult to cut. Most of those things are sort of the size of a baby. But yeah, it's difficult to cut, but it's amazing. You've got things like just simple carrots. Carrots are all orange now. Sorry about that. Things like broccoli, things like that. We went for lentils just in a tin because I can't be bothered to soak them, to be honest. Although some things like black beans you do need to soak. These things are like so high in protein, it's just incredible. People often go, where do you get your protein from? It's like the most common question you get asked, and sometimes you just like, you want to slap people. But the truth is, you don't slap people, you educate them, and then slap them if they still don't get it. Or leave your own devices. You get things like these sort of things with tortilla chips. Yeah, they're high in salt, absolutely. But it's more of a convenience, but you get the ones with corn. Or the Spanish word for it is maize. It's the same thing. These are foods of the Aztecs. These are civilizations which have been around for thousands and thousands of years. Some tortilla chips. These are not great because they've got oil in them, but again, it's for a snack, it's for a bit of fun, you have a bit of salsa or guacamole or whatever. Look at pasta as well, these types of things, look at rice as well. What we discovered as well, in Spain, the word for whole grain is, now I'm not going to pronounce this right, but it just says integral. So that makes sense, it's integral, you're getting the whole grain there, rather than all of it being stripped away, which is just the white stuff. Went for some of these tomato sauces as well. These really, it's per 100 grams, 0.1 grams of salt. Whereas if you look at some of these, they come out at like 1.5 grams of salt per 100 grams. And so people have these things, they think they're healthy, end up really dehydrated. Drinking water, getting up at night, peeing, all this sort of stuff, just feel terrible. So you need to be cautious when you look at some of these things. I use some lemon juice as well to cook with, if I can't bother to cook them, I use some of the lemons or limes. Same thing with the corn as well, it's just easier, but still go for the fresh corn when I can, because it's nice, and you can grill that as well. Same with the chickpeas, can't be bothered to soak them for hours and hours, that sort of stuff. Same with the kidney beans as well. The milks, you get things like the plant milks and vanilla one, but you want to make sure you get the unsweetened ones, and you can look at that there. Same with the almond milks. These things make great staples for breakfast. It's just oats. If you look at the actual ingredients on these things, wherever it is on this one, composition is 100% oats. That's it. There's nothing else in it. And when you look at 100 grams of fibre, so 10 grams of fibre. Most people in the Western world, particularly the UK and the United States, they don't even eat 10 grams of fibre a day. They eat that before breakfast, you know. Bread as well, yeah, it's not the healthiest, it's got a lot of salt in it. But you go for the best you can, which is a whole grain. And you can use it to make sandwiches when you're out and about, it's fine. Things like these sweet potatoes, amazing, absolutely amazing. Same with these sort of russet potatoes, these are good for making chips with, good fun. Stuff like this, yeah, this is rabbit food. But if you're going to make sandwiches, it's nice, and you can make it with these sorts of things. You could fill all these things with some of the amazing rices and things like this. These are huge, I've never seen them these size before. It must be the sunshine which grows into this size. Same with the tomatoes, look at these, huge. And then you get some of these tiny ones as well. Absolutely gorgeous. But the absolute control of all of this is that this stuff on its own is not very interesting. So you've got to have flavours, something like a balsamic glaze or some kind of soy sauce or whatever. Or if you're going to be strictly vegan, you use like some of the other types of things or whatever. But things like the spinach, when it's just fresh like this, it just tastes phenomenal, absolutely phenomenal. But it tastes phenomenal if you don't cook it in the oils. That's the difference. So you've got this thing, but the theme here is that the base is around the starches. That's the difference. And then you can add in things like the mushrooms and the fruits and the vegetables, and it makes it fun. And what I was going to show you, Gemma, if you just like what you've got to do then is yeah, okay, you can educate yourself with these sorts of things, these type of books, like this, for example. It's Michael Greger, who's like a friend of mine. He signed this one. Really kind. But to get into this, it's not going to taste so great until you understand stuff like the pleasure trap. And then you can start to have fun with it. So you can get books like Vegan Cooking for Carnivores, for example, Crazy Sexy Kitchen, all this type of thing. And then there's stuff going back to like the 70s, stuff like the Pritikin Edge. This guy knew what he was talking about, and if you read the history of what actually happened to him, it's pretty sad. He had a pretty tragic end, because he just got sick of society and what happened there as well. I'll mention this as well because it's in the background. Usually these things, yeah, they're not great for you, but what I tend to do is I tend to make a bowl of this stuff and then add in a little bit of this as well. It's just to make it more interesting. Because porridge on its own, it tastes like shit, let's be honest. And then you get these sorts of books. This is a book that I send to pretty much all of my clients because it makes it simple. There's just loads and loads of recipes in here that are just amazing. And if you eat like that, you're going to look like this. That may not be true. But anyway, that's kind of what it is. That's, I think, was like about €100 or something like that. But that food for us, apart from some of the really perishable stuff like the strawberries and so on, this will last weeks, absolutely weeks. So you save loads of money on your food, you feel better, you're more productive, and you keep having to buy smaller and smaller trousers as well. I think it's like 28-inch waist or something. It gets ridiculous. But anyway, it's not about just that. It's also about the effect of cholesterol plummets as well. I haven't got blood work next to me. I'd love to show it to you, maybe I'll do it in another video. But your cholesterol plummets, your blood pressure goes down, and you get off all your medications as well. And beyond all that, if you want to look at it from an ethical standpoint, what's good for you is also good for the planet. So it's kind of investing meanings in your actions. Anyway, that's kind of like just a quick tour of what it is. I need to go and put some of this stuff away, and then I think we're going to make some dinner. Simple as that. But anyway, cool stuff, eh? But the key to it is things like adding the salts, the peppers, some of the soy sauces, balsamics. That's what you need to do, because when you've got that, then it makes this stuff taste good. It's making the boring interesting. Anyway, that's it. Let's get this stuff put away. Thank you so much, Gemma, for recording me. Kind.